Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of From My Experience podcast. I'm your host, Rob. We have Alex. We have Biff. Two wonderful people who have made me smile today.
Oh my God.
So, just to preface, y'all, we're going to talk about sex dolls because that's been all over the internet. We're going to talk about personalities and temperaments of people. So, like, the types of personalities and temperaments we're attracted to. And then we're going to talk about relationship timelines. What's the timeline, or what are some of the most popular perceived timelines of relationships? But speaking of relationships... Oh, go ahead. Speaking of relationships... That's my phone. I pay the bills. Like, my phone can go off if it need to. Listen, y'all. So Biff posted a thirst trap. It was definitely a thirst trap. Biff. that was a thirst trap. Listen, y'all. This is the kind of stuff women do. What's your name? Because you done changed your name 8 times on Facebook. And y'all creeps, quit following Biff and inboxing her inappropriate stuff. She don't have time.
Oh, what? People been doing that? That's messed up.
Yeah, one of them is on this podcast. So
what?
Biff,
you talking about me?
listen, y'all. I
don't be sending anything inappropriate. Negative.
Okay.
Wait, Biff.
Okay,
he sent it to you hidden? Because you said I'm a
I ain't never send nothing to nobody.
Okay.
Up here lying.
Oh my goodness.
You said you up here crying.
Yeah, this is what happened. Okay, so apparently there's this thing going around called Ask Me If I Cheat on You. And basically what you do is you put a post saying, ask me if I cheat on you, and you have to post a picture and a person to let you know whether they cheat on you or whether it be faithful. I didn't know about it. A bunch of people tagged me and told me I should do that. I should have known that was a red flag when everybody asked me to do it. So I was like, okay, that seems cool. So I said, I posted it, and like as soon as I posted it, it just went ballistic.
It went viral.
So it did. It really did. And then the fact that I was also giving funny responses and guys just don't care.
Dang it, I can't find it. I was trying to see how many people commented on yours.
I think I was almost at like 350 comments.
Exactly.
Oh, damn,
that's
really?
a thirst trap. That's a thirst trap. See?
So I was like, okay.
Wait, so over 300 men and women, mind you, everyone, posted their picture to that thing for you? Yeah, women were posting too, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Alex, where you been?
I can't.
You can tell when one of your co-hosts don't listen to the show or pay any attention to the other.
No. I'm talking about the comments. You
looking at them?
The Biff post.
Well, we're gonna talk about yours.
I saw it earlier, but then I was at work all day, so I didn't get to check out.
Don't worry, we're gonna check yours out in a minute. Go ahead, pause.
Oh gosh. So I got some really good ones, some really weird ones, but I guess everybody likes some of my replies. Alex did put his picture up there. So
leave me out of this. It was a joke. Okay?
Wait, y'all. It wasn't just. It just wasn't any picture.
But the thing is, Alex put up one of his infamous sexy pictures. I liked it. I told him I'd be faithful. Alex would probably be the only Haitian man I'd be faithful to.
So Alex posts a picture of him flexing his back muscles. Oh my God, yo.
You know what?
That was one of the funniest things. I'm looking at. Hold on. Who is Alex? Never mind.
Biff.
Huh?
You stay away from that one.
I ain't going after nobody. All right, y'all. Sorry, I just had to point that out. Alex is hilarious, yo. I don't even know how I came across it. I was scrolling to see who was gonna actually fall into this thirst trap, and all I saw was these back muscles. I was like, I recognize that bald head.
Wow.
Hold on. Who was this sitting in this hotel window?
It was a joke.
I got. Cheating. Always cheat on the R&B nigga.
Yo, come on. That's terrible. That is so messed up. I was tight, yo.
He looked like he single drop tomorrow.
I was gonna say I'm military. Like what? You cheat on me? Like what?
Wait.
Okay, guys. If you want to go look at the post, my name is
No.
Tamara.
Don't tell him. Oh wait.
Okay.
That R&B dude. Cheat, big time cheat. Dang, Biff. Oh, I know an area ain't cheat. All trainers are hoes. Biff, wait.
You got so mad at me. Oh my God, that trainer guy got so mad at me.
You know him?
He'll be all right.
That's your frat brother. Yeah, he went to Voorhees when I was at State.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got so upset. He got very upset.
Oh my God. My stomach hurt from laughing. Why you
It's at 415 comments.
She said, any man with a gold purse isn't for me. He sent by that gold purse. Yo, this is classic. All right. I literally got tears.
Just on that.
We should have. I didn't realize it was this deep, yo. Yo, Biff is cheating on everyone but Alex. Alex, yours ain't even funny no more now that I'm looking through this.
Yeah, all right.
Nah, you the only one that shows some skin now.
But I told a couple people I'd be faithful. But mostly I'm cheating on everybody.
Wait, who posted that little dark skin?
Because he's short. No, I know him.
Oh, I thought that was him for real, yo, before I cracked jokes.
Hey, because I was like, if I was gonna goof around in there, at least put my best foot forward.
Yo,
because you gotta make folks think twice about cheating on you.
Okay, but guys, no, listen, this is something that happened to me yesterday, and I feel a little bad. Okay, so one of my friends, he put a post, and he was like, he's standing up for all the ugly niggas. So he was trying to give you ways. He's trying to give you ways to catfish your picture so a girl be interested.
Come on, man.
So somebody commented and was like, yeah, you got to put sunglasses on. So I seen that and I was like, let me tell you about the time I almost had to smack a cockeyed nigga eye straight because he eye fished me.
Wow.
And then I got a message saying you need to hurry take that down because he cockeyed.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Yo.
Yep. People going to hell.
I just knew it was gonna be one of them days, so I had
the thoughts and views of Biff are Biff's thoughts and views alone. Wow.
And so I felt really bad. I went and erased it, but he had already seen it, so I feel kind of bad. But you did that to yourself.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, be very careful of what you post. These thirst traps and all this other stuff. If you put it out there, you gotta be ready to receive what comes with it. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know. And then you know what? I told the people specifically, do not get mad if I cheat on you. And there are some guys are getting really upset that I would cheat on you.
Because you know what? Subconsciously, they're like, okay, you know
First
what?
of all, they should be happy because their woman probably already cheating on them anyway, and they don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Well, I told you.
For somebody that's been a victim of that sucks. You know what?
I've been a victim of that.
Emoji.
I've been a victim of that too, bro. She ain't had no business cheating on me either. All right.
No.
On to the topics. We're gonna save sex dolls for last because that's just Let's talk about temperament and personality. So, Biff, what personality type or temperament are you attracted to and why?
Very dominant, masculine. Well, for men, very dominant, masculine. Normally more quiet, reserved for some reason. I'm more attracted to that. I don't really like guys that talk a whole lot.
You like a male, dominant, masculine, quiet guy? What? I'm gonna...
But you gotta be able to like crack jokes. I think the most attractive thing I am attracted to a man that can crack jokes. Cause I got a very really dark kind of humor.
Yeah, well, we just heard.
If you don't have like a dark sense of raunchy humor like me, we definitely not gonna work out. But
same.
Yeah. So but as far as like women, I really like a feminine, girly girl.
Women? What?
Alex, please.
I might be out of the loop.
This is so horrible, Alex. We just talked about this.
I just said like 5 minutes because I told you, Bill, the truth.
I told you.
No, dude, this wasn't a. No, wait, you know what? Go ahead. We'll talk offline.
Why? Did he just play outro music for himself?
I must be confused.
said, what?
I'm tired, or
No, you're not tired.
I must have missed something. I had females.
You thought
like,
the
what?
back shots had you, Bill?
I like,
really want to cheat on you because you pay attention.
no, I'll just play. Go ahead. You gotta be a cactus.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Alex, you don't pay attention, yo.
Yeah, I don't know. I need a compliment to my personality, not so much the opposite.
Oh God.
It's a lot. It's a lot of people that can't take jokes.
Yeah, that's. You say something to them at a restaurant, and then it changed the whole mood of the date. You're like, well, damn, I was just joking. Why they gotta be so thin-skinned? You know.
What kind of girls you like, Alex?
At this stage in my life,
We talking about
think
personality
I narrowed
temperament.
it down to it. A very laid back.
You said laid black.
Yeah. Well, you know what? A very
Oh,
casually, like sarcastic, perverted, very motivated, like somebody who's just comfortable with themselves. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like
Call
a mixed
it.
bag for me. One day I might be in the mood for strawberry. I might be into vanilla another day. It just depends on where my head is at. I'm open minded like that.
Did you just say you like perverted women?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh God, I would not say that. I would not say perverted. I would say you like sexually free women.
Oh no. Sexually free.
That
It
does
dep-
not mean she's a hoe. You can be sexually
Okay, good.
liberated. You can be
All right,
sexually liberated.
let's clear
and
that
not
out.
fucking everybody.
Yeah. We'll clear that
You
up.
can turn
Okay.
a hoe
Yeah.
into a housewife.
No, I tried. It didn't work. I'm just saying.
Oh.
It didn't work.
I like it. I like.
You're now
Yeah.
listening to Shade 4-5.
Hey, truth's the truth.
What do you like, Beth?
Huh?
Huh?
Which bit?
Why?
You said which Biff? What?
I know
Faber.
Biff is Biff. Yeah, Faber Biff.
Shut up. You know what I like?
This dude. I'm just like.
You know what I like?
I'm about to chop y'all in the throat. Nah, real talk. I like women I like serious women. Funny enough, I like a woman that's serious, but she has to have a sense of humor, but like she's serious about what she's trying to accomplish and what she's trying to achieve. Like a motivated woman with goals who working on her shit and not playing is so sexy. Excuse me. Ooh. And the reason,
Oh my God.
sorry, I'm drinking this extra ginger brew from Jamaica. The reason that is because I'm very focused and motivated. And if she has that same understanding and that same drive that I have, I feel like that'll bring less conflict into the relationship. I also like a woman to be very feminine in the way she dresses, the way she carries herself. You know what I mean? The products that she uses. Like, there's nothing more beautiful on this earth to me than a woman. A nice.
Oh, also, I need somebody good with money.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with personality.
Yes, it
No,
does.
it does. That's discipline.
Self-discipline.
Oh, thank you. There you go. I got self-discipline, but I suck with money sometimes.
Yeah, I suck with money.
But Biff made a good point. Like, you want, somebody that can compliment you. Like my brother-in-law and my sister, they're opposites in many respects, but they balance each other out.
Yeah, that's why I said I need somebody that compliments me. We both can't be bad with money.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not bad, but I
No, you done said it.
I like to shop because I like to shop.
Yeah, like and you need that dominant man. Be like, stop spending that money.
Yeah, or you can get it for me.
Bam, there you go.
Makes sense.
All right, we done with that. Next, we're going to talk about relationship timelines. Now, Biff brought this up, and just to give you all an overview of what we mean by that is like, we're talking about from the time you start talking, dating, engagement, and marriage. So, like, how we feel about those timelines, and is there a timeline? Should there be a timeline type deal? Who want to go first?
I just went first last time. Go, Alex.
Timelines.
You want me to go first, Alex?
I don't believe in them.
Okay.
You know, because if it feels right, just go with it. But you know, initially, like in any relationship, there should be that courting period where for me, I try to at least do 90 days. That's like the floating number in my head. But anytime once I kind of get a feel for the person, then I can say, hey, I'm ready to move on to the next level. But yeah, usually you will know somebody's habits after 90 days, because if you around them like on a daily basis, or you're constantly communicating, if you're in a long distance relationship, that's something to keep in mind. Just know the person. Like you got some people who can go out on one date and they know all they need to know. It's different for everybody. That's why I don't believe in timelines, so to speak. But as far as progression, let's say you're dating for somebody for like a year, 2 years, 3 years. At the second and a half, third year, you should be like, am I gonna spend the rest of my life with this person? Otherwise, you're really wasting your time. Because think about it. One of my relationships, I was with someone for 14 years.
What?
I'm like, why did I wait that long? After like I look back and I'm like, I lost all of my 20s with this person, and it didn't, she didn't want to go a certain path with me. And it's just like, you gotta kind of have that in your head, like just know to start asking these questions around that time. Some people can go a little like 5 or 6 years, but that's when you start asking those questions, because you don't want to waste your time. you know but I'm never gonna say, hey, you know what, by year 3 on this date on the anniversary something has to happen. No, you have to kind of go with the flow. With that. And then that's all I got. I don't want to go long-winded with it. So I know I'm shocking them on the staff, but I could be short, not long. I don't want to get it twisted.
I'm gonna go next. I talked to my friend about this, and she basically said that there's layers to dating. You got to go by feelings, and there's a lot of self-reflection. And also, if you've been with someone before, you got to set time aside to heal. And she also said there's a huge difference depending on your age. Like, how you dated and loved in your teenage years is different from how you did it in your 20s and how you did it in your 30s. And I agreed wholeheartedly. And to touch on Alex's point, she also talked about how location and distance can also change that. But in the end, she was like, she doesn't think there's a timeline. But then she came back and she was like, but after like 2 years of dating and y'all know each other, she was like, you should at least be talking about the next step. Even if y'all don't move there, it needs to be an open conversation that needs to continuously go on. And I agree with that as well. Truth be told, I believe that there is a timeline. Depending on the relationship. Like, I feel like if you have a smooth relationship at the 2-year mark, I mean, from the time let's say we talk, we start dating, we make it official after about 5 months, and we date for about a year and a half, maybe 2. I feel like at that point, depending on what's going on, have y'all, been some side cheating, or are y'all transitioning careers and stuff like that? I think you should be getting closer to the point of moving to that next stage. That's just me. But I think it depends on the relationship. But we all have that timeline in our mind. Like, no one's going to date someone and be like, oh, yeah, it's just whenever. No, you ain't finna be sitting with this dude 5-6 years. Because what's going to happen is, by nature, you're going to see your friends get married and stuff like that and start having kids. And then you're going to start to feel some type of way. I feel like the woman, most of the time, feels some type of way. But to me, what's most important is the strength of our relationship. Like, if our relationship is strong, then I don't feel like there's a reason why we shouldn't move on. And I feel like this too, ladies. Don't let the cost of a ring or nothing like that be a hindrance. If he loves you and he really wants to be with you, he knows what he got to do to make that happen. He should be working on that. Biffers?
I have a timeline. I think there should be a timeline. I'm not saying that timeline is set in stone. You have to abide by that timeline, but like you said, depending on, it's variables to each relationship, but at the end of the day, don't date me for 5, 6 years and then figure out that you don't want to marry me, especially if I'm older, because now you wasted my time and now I'm big mad. I feel like after around 1.5 to 3 years, you kind of know if you want to be with this person or not. By that time, if you haven't figured out their ins or outs, what makes them click, what makes them move, if you haven't figured out by that time, you probably don't need to be with that person. Because
Yep.
obviously that means you haven't put in the effort and time to figure out who that person is. So that wasn't a real relationship to begin with. I'm not saying, sit in their face and they like, oh, year 3, I need my ring. But between year 3 and 4, if we, get that far, 2.5, 3, 4, I'm gonna be looking for a ring. And if I don't get it, then I'm gonna start questioning stuff. Like, what are we doing?
I wouldn't even.
But
I
keep
wouldn't.
in mind too.
I wouldn't even go that far.
Yeah, but I wanted to add something to that. Bear in mind that you may, a lot of my peers have gone through it where, let's say they're in a good place in a relationship and you have one or the other starting to apply pressure to get married. Then the resentment starts to build up like, damn, why are you pushing me?
I'm not saying apply pressure. I'm still gonna start asking questions.
Oh, I get that. No, I'm just saying that was another point where,
I get the resentment thing. Now somebody nagging you constantly. Yeah, that would be like, all right, bitch, you need to relax.
Yeah, because they can actually, let's say you were going in that direction and, by not allowing time and nature to go run its course, you can actually run that person off.
Yeah.
I get that. But also at the same time, it's like, you should know what you're dealing with by year 2. Year 3. I know people that, like you said, you can get to know somebody in the night and that you immediately click, and then some people you have to get to know over time and their ins and outs and how they work. Which I said I give that 18 months to probably 2.5 years. But after that, you should know what you want to do, because nobody's getting younger.
And to both of y'all points. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, nobody's getting younger and nobody wants to have their time wasted either. Also, don't plan on. Also, I feel like if you're getting married, I feel like a date needs to be set when you get married too. Because I know some engagements. I know it's some men that gave women a ring just so they shut the hell up, just so they can say they engaged.
You know what?
But still won't marry them. I'm not gonna have no 5-year engagement.
Yeah, the average is after you get engaged, like 2.5 to 3 years. That's at the longest. But usually like a year and a half. Or 2 years, like that's statistics show.
I know 3 people that recently got engaged, and they're all getting married next year.
Which is not
that's I think that's normal. Because if you say yes, then I mean, if I already know what I need to know to propose to you, then us getting married is just the next step. I don't feel like that should take 2 or 3 years unless y'all are saving up for a super duper wedding.
Now, to that point.
But wait, pause, hold that thought. I was going to touch on what y'all said a minute ago. Y'all both have a point. Alex, you're right. With the pressure, like, ladies, because I went through that. Sometimes you don't know what that man is planning. Pay attention to your relationship. If a guy loves you and he's consistently doing things for you and showing you that he loves you, chances are he's headed in that right direction, especially if y'all have had the conversation and he doesn't shy away from the conversation. The pressure takes away from making it special, because then it becomes, well, I proposed to her because she kept nagging me versus I was able to save up and surprise her, and also like what Biff said, you can't be afraid to have the conversation. You don't have to nag, but have the conversation to make sure you're on the same page.
And can I you know what?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna share something, from my situation where, believe it or not, my engagement was rushed 6 months prior to when I wanted to do it. And truth be told, what led to my ex-partner's infidelity, or this little gray area where we were having a hard patch or break or whatever she was trying to label it as, it was because she said to me and said to a couple of people to try to sway them to that everything that happened was my fault. I was struggling at a period in time where I was on unemployment, paying the bills and paying that ring. Now, in that time frame, she wanted it at a like a winter wedding. She wanted it by December or 1 year anniversary and all that. I'm like, look, if I was supposed to deploy, but things changed because my mom got sick, right? So
Mhm.
now I said I may have some breathing room. She had no idea from that summer. I knew like early on, like, hey, you know what? I think I want to go that route with her. She had no idea I went to Zales and started paying on that ring. And by the time we had that little rough patch, and she had did what she was doing with all those people, I was already 7 months into paying it. So
Mm.
she was trying to apply the pressure, and like Robert said, you don't know what the guy's planning.
Mm-hmm.
Give them the benefit of the doubt. If he says I love you, if she says I love you or whatnot, trust that. You know what I mean? To try and put that pressure and then like all of that, it was like, well, damn. And when I even mentioned that to her, I said, I feel like you're pushing the timeline up in a way where it's like I'm not ready yet, because my thing was I was trying to tell her, hey, me as a man, I didn't want to tell her I couldn't pay for the ring up front to get it by that December date that she was looking for. I was paying what I could at the time. Now, how many men can say without a job, but was wise in saving and preparing for, being out of work for 9 months, was still able to do that? You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
sometimes folks got to recognize that, okay, if the man is in love with you and he shows it, trust him and give it time and have faith. I'm a spiritual person, and everything happens the way it's supposed to when it's supposed to. Have faith in your relationship. If you have to be like, oh, this person doesn't want to marry me, or you jump to conclusions, then that's on you. That's the insecurity in the relationship right there. So that's just, I just wanted to add to that because I went through it. But I'm off my soapbox. Thank you for Robert for letting me talk.
Oh, people need to hear that, man. People need to hear that because
And it ended.
what?
All that my testimonial. I went through all that and it ended. You know, that's whatever. Dang.
Yeah,
All right, go ahead.
yeah, same here, dog. Like I was damn near homeless after my last relationship because I dumped
Well,
everything into. Yeah, well, had to go back to sleeping on the couch, yo.
Mhm.
wow.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah, I
remember
mean, we
that.
moved in together. I sold all my furniture. Like I gave up everything because I'm like, yo, all right, we good. This is gonna work.
Yo, you went all in. Dang, that's what I'm talking about, though.
That's not
Because
what I'm
that.
talking about. Not doing that again. That's
Well, no, I'm saying,
Listen.
I'm saying that by doing that,
mhm.
she should have recognized that. Damn, he put everything into this. Maybe let me reconsider.
With
Making any decisions in haste. You know
and
what I'm
this is the
saying?
point that we're too. And then here's the thing: neither one of us did anything wrong. We grew apart. We looked at things differently. We wanted to do things a different way. We both were invested. You know what I'm saying? She invested differently than I invested. Not saying that one person outdid the other. Ended up the way it ended up. And we're actually still cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any issues, but that's just
You good,
that's
brother?
just what happens when you know what I mean. You're in relationships and you got to have that open communication, but you have to really take time to get to know the person you're with. Don't take advantage of them if they're too nice, or don't be impatient if you know it takes some time to catch up to things. Like that's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to dictate and tell somebody what to do when it comes to moving to that step because it's two people moving to that step. It's not just you getting a ring in a wedding. Like this guy's committing the rest of his life to you.
Hmm.
Dudes ain't always ready to give up. You know the little mantra of being single. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
give them some time. Biff, you got anything else to add?
No, I mean I pretty much agree with what you guys say. I mean, don't put too much pressure, but it is okay to know and ask, are we going in that direction?
Think of it like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Doesn't it get annoying? Like, what? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna get there. Like, just trust and have faith that we'll
Yeah.
get there. And some folks are always thinking about. Yeah, it's good to think in the future, but also focus on your present. Make the relationship all it can be.
Thank
So
you.
when you get there, it's like, oh man, the journey was worth it, and I didn't have to stress about getting to the pot at the end of the rainbow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoyed the ride. So
What?
Yeah, that's
Enjoy them.
on the show. I was actually doing good on. Dang.
Nah,
All right, go ahead.
enjoy the ride, just like that post you sent us, or that big giant thing, though. Alex, I know. I'm about to unfriend you.
Somebody tagged me on it.
And you watched it, didn't you?
No, I saw it. Damn.
He watched it more than once. All right. Last but not least, ladies and
Projection,
gentlemen.
a hell of a thing. Dang. Go ahead.
Bev, introduce the last topic. I'm eating my candy.
Okay, very last topic. The topic everybody's been waiting on: sex dolls.
You sound like you're at a rock concert. Sex dolls. I'm about to choke on my Cadbury cream egg. Hold on, yo.
Wow. No
Oh,
comment.
man.
Talking about choking on stuff.
Okay, but yeah, the big deal.
All right, backshot. Alex, backshot, yo. Go ahead,
That
Biff.
is not my name. Dang.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Biff. Go ahead with your.
Okay, but yeah. So, with that being said,
Let me see if I can go.
the
build one
guys
real
are having a field day with this, just because the sex dolls that are being produced now are very, 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 very lifelike. And so some of the uproars, women are getting up in arms about these particular sex dolls, and of course the jokes are coming. I've been having a field day with the memes and the jokes. I love it. I'm living for it. But as always, somebody always takes it and run with it. Far than where it should be. But I feel like the sex dolls are. If that's what you like, my friend, then by all means get you a sex doll. Do I feel like I'm being replaced? Not at all. Do I feel like am I insecure? No, it doesn't bother me. Will I talk to a man that has a sex doll? Probably not, because we're probably not on the same wavelength as far as sex.
How are you gonna judge the man?
So
I'm getting off. I'm looking at this website called hotsexydolls.com. What the heck?
And he on the website.
Super
He on the website.
Super tits, 156 centimeters, $1,300. What?
yeah, but some of them are
And
like
people
really
pay that,
lifelike.
too.
Yeah,
Muscle
they do.
fitness, anal and vaginal vibrate. Go ahead. What?
Yeah, some of them.
They got the motors and stuff too. Like,
Yeah, some of them.
Twist the nipple.
Some of those dolls are like really OD and really can give you what you want if you're not getting it in real life. So I mean, I'm not mad at them. I'm not hating. If that's you, do you, boo boo. But as far as I go, I'm not.
This website is disgusting. A 3-foot doll, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Because we know who's 3 feet tall. All right, sorry.
what the heck?
Yo,
My bad. I should be laughing at that. Yo,
them
I'm sorry.
dolls all need to be at least 5 feet or larger.
Yeah.
That's creepy. But to what Biff was saying, so you can build sex dolls, ladies and gentlemen. You can, men and women.
Mm-hmm.
You can build a doll, and it, women. I blame the women for this industry. I mean, half of y'all got fake titties and fake ass. So guys, some guy out there was like, you know what? Let's just make the whole thing and fake lips.
Well, you know what? So somebody had made a comment on a forum years ago, talking about it's not one sex's fault over the other.
Yes, it is.
But I believe that men, sometimes the need is insatiable, and let's say their girl is on their menstrual cycle and they just can't. My thing is
menstrual cycle.
A menstrual. Right?
I'm gonna touch on that, but go ahead.
But you see, the thing is, there's some pros and cons to this thing. I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
There is no devil's advocate. There are pros and cons.
Yeah, like it might be a circumstance where somebody's prone to cheating. Get them a sex doll and keep them honest.
I'm just gonna cheat back. I don't care.
What?
I'm just gonna cheat back.
Two wrongs don't make it right.
Let me just throw this out there.
No, I'll say, Biff, like when my thing happened, I could have done that, and it would have been easy too. You seen what I look like? I'm just saying.
Wow.
You
I just played. I just played, but it would have been easy. But something I read in The Carpenter: if you're building yourself, and let's say you're building like a cabinet, the back of the cabinet, you can use cheap wood, right? Nobody will know, but you will know. So that's why it's just, sometimes you don't have to do that, but it's all their own. I'm not judging nobody, but it would have been easy to do it, but chose not to.
God. Well, I'm glad you didn't. It makes you a better person. Now,
Shut up.
The
Just like
the conversation I had with my friend once again, she said there's actually some good uses for them, and I agree, because a lot of people have toys already, so this is like a full size toy, but like one, she was like for foreplay, and I was like, that'd be interesting. Or she was, it'd be a substitute for a guy who wants to have a threesome, but the girl's like, no, I'm not sleeping with another girl.
Yeah.
Also,
it doesn't make you gay either. You're like, huh?
You are gay.
It'll save you from temptation. Like if you're in a long distance relationship, you got to go somewhere for 5 months for work or 6 months for work or something. You get a sex doll to look like your girl or your wife, so you won't cheat.
That's too damn much. If you got to go through all that not to cheat, then you just don't need to be with the damn person. I can see if you got it for fun, but if you got to do all that just to make sure you don't cheat, I'm not. You can go.
I don't think anything will stop anybody from cheating. That's just
right. Ain't no dog gonna stop you, because if you've been thinking about cheating, you gonna cheat. You want to cheat, you gonna cheat.
So Biff, you're dating a guy. Mm-hmm. You walk in his house. He's like, "Hey, can you grab my Timberlands out of the closet?" And you open the closet, and you see Shantae in the closet.
Why it gotta be Shantae? Why can't it be like Brittany or Amy?
You see Shantae
because it's Shantae. Alex, don't you go there with me?
You see Shantae and Claire in the closet. You see a sex doll. What is your reaction?
Mind your business.
I joke a lot. I would walk out, nigga. Is that a sex doll? How much did you pay for that?
Okay, them joints is mad expensive from what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's about $2,000. Yeah, it's $2,000.
Yeah, about $2,000.
I have to jump in real quick. To those people,
you don't,
especially there's this dude. I'm gonna call him out. He's talking about like some sex dolls and being all judgmental, and he's like, he and I look similar. Got a handsome nature about us,
what?
Right? But this guy, he was sitting there trashing folks, or trashing, the fact that people are open to the idea of getting these dolls, and how he know the price, right? And I think that he was trying to say that to look good in the eyes of certain females who would frown upon it. Bruh, don't even front, because if nobody knew about it, and with the doll that he had in his video, he probably going ham on it. I'm just saying, Juggernaut mode off. I'm just saying.
Oh, what?
Yeah, this dude talking all that stuff, and he probably the first one to buy one. Dude, shut up.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm talking this mess. My bad, Faber. Go ahead.
You getting emotional.
Yeah, how you gonna be sitting there like being all judgmental and stuff? My thing is, I'm not gonna buy one, but I'm not gonna, make anybody feel uncomfortable or awkward that they do, because people get toys all the time and we don't know about it. It's their business. Mind your business, folks.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that is something I would like. Like, if there's certain stuff that I'm into, particularly sexually, and I do let my partner know this is what I'm into beforehand. That's something I also feel like it's something you should kind of tell me beforehand, because I don't want to open the closet door and then Shantae fall out and I think it's a person you done killed or something.
So when do you have the conversation of what you're
when you getting ready to be sexual, when you're both ready to be sexually intimate with each other?
But Biff, okay, that could make or break the sexual contact.
Yeah, true.
But also, okay, but then that goes to show if that person's not for you sexually, then you don't need to be with them, because at the end of the day, even though sex is not a big deal, sex matters.
You said it's not a big deal. What?
All sex matters.
I'm not saying that the relation, you know what I'm saying? It affects the relationship.
It does.
Not the whole relationship, but it does affect the relationship.
How do you say it though? Like, I know some of the stuff I'm into, and I just don't even feel right saying it out loud sometimes. Because some stuff there's some stuff you just can't do if they ain't ready. If they not ready. if they're not ready for it.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, that's kind of extra discretion.
I did that
when you
one
think
time.
They'll be ready.
I did that. I did that one time, and I got a whoa.
That it's like that don't go in there. No.
Yeah,
No,
I just can't.
that's not-
I can't just like we get ready to do it, and he's like, "What you pulling out the drawer?" And I'm like, "Yo, I got some rope. What's up?" You just can't be. You just can't be like, yeah. A forewarning would be nice.
A forewarning is always nice, yeah. But
If you don't exactly want to say it up front, you start asking questions around it. Kind of get a feel. You can kind of get a feel for whether a person's into it or not.
So, all right, back to this sex doll thing. So now these things are $2,000. That's your reaction. All right, so Alex, you go to your girl's house, or the girl you're talking to. She says, hand her a blouse out of the closet. You open the closet. You see Billy standing up. In more ways than one in her closet.
And you know what?
What is your reaction?
I'll be like, first, I saw some of the extreme male dolls. Like, come on, they're not getting all that in there. Like, for real. Like, and first, I'll be honest. If it's something that looks like some Flexington steel, that I'm like, how do you compete with that? You know what I'm saying? If they all stretched out or whatever, like come on now. You know, at first I would be kind of like, well, what? But I would kind of evaluate where, if this is my first time with the person, I would say, well, you know what? Maybe if I'm doing, if I can,
y'all dating, y'all worthy, talking, whatever, however long you want. Y'all haven't had sex yet.
Yeah. Well, that would be a good thing because she's not out there all over the place. You know what I mean? So that would kind of be like. Well, obviously, if they have the dolls, like
that's not true. You know how many women have vibrators and bullets and dildos and still?
It's a lot more than you think.
Typically, that's probably a sign that they.
That's a lot more than you think.
Yeah,
I got news for you.
Because if someone's willing to invest $2,000 into their sex life,
well, maybe they're trying to be like Blade and need their serum so they don't give into the thirst or something.
Oh my god! Yo, these movie references.
It's fitting though.
It is.
I need my serum. Like what? My thing is, if it's something that's not too extreme, then
So if it's Lexington Steel, you gonna be bothered?
Yeah, because I'm gonna be like, damn, I ain't gonna be able to fill that out.
So you're gonna study. So you're gonna study its parts to see if you can compete. Really?
You gotta understand something, because you see somebody who can take care of themselves in that respect. You gotta bring your A game, because they can be like, I got Billy in the closet. You bye, deuces. You know what I mean?
Number one. This is the problem with sex dolls. Y'all see this? The mental effect it can have on your partner before y'all even get there. But first of all, Alex, you need to be comfortable. You better get comfortable with your stroke game. I ain't worried about nothing that came before me and nothing that
you
come
better
after.
Fucking talk your shit.
Oh no, I'm good. Trust me.
Yeah, but
I know what the hell I'm doing.
Nah, but a lot of women don't want a Flexington anyway. They say tear their insides up, yo.
Yeah, man. I'm like.
Biff used to be like that. Biff used to tell me stories, and then when she got older, she's like,
Yeah, man, I used to like that, but never mind. Never mind. We're not going to have another conversation.
All right, when y'all ask me.
What am I asking, Biff? What did you think about sex dolls? Hurry! I got to get ready to go soon.
You didn't ask it like I asked you and Alex. Forget y'all.
Well, how did you ask us?
How would you feel, Faber, if the person you're
that is not my name.
You can't say that. That's my line.
That's my line. That's my line.
What the heck?
Y'all are so childish. Y'all so childish.
Unbelievable.
Right,
but you talking to somebody.
What's her name?
Shaquisha.
We just lost 100 followers. We ain't got 100 followers. Go ahead.
All right. So you go to your friend Shanae's house, right? And she said, hey, can you get my negligee out the closet or something? Oh yeah. So Faber's over there, chumming it up. He opens the door, and Jerome falls out the closet. So, and I guess a large mass of
What?
silicone and in flesh or whatever, falls out the closet. What's your first reaction?
I'm gonna yell out, "What the boop?" I'm really gonna yell that out so she'll come in there. And then I'm gonna crack. I'm like, "Yo, you got a sex doll?" I'm really gonna laugh, and I'm gonna like, "All right, tell me the story behind this. I want to know everything."
Some
I
guys
wanna know
won't
everything.
care.
It'll be in the back of my mind. You know what's funny? It's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. It just depends. I don't know. At this point that I'm at right now, today, I don't think it's a big deal yet. Now, if I come home and he like under the sheets, then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
And
think
you see a bulge under the blanket. You're like, hold on.
I do think it's on the extreme side to get an entire thing, because I mean you can get an entire sex doll, but it's not the same as being with the person, and that's why I wouldn't be worried if someone got like a jumbo doll or whatever, because it's like they can't hit these angles, and it's just stuff that it's not the same. And I've heard a
Body
lot of
heat.
women, yeah, a lot of women say they like to feel it throbbing and all that stuff. I'm like, you can't get that. But I do think it's extreme. I think some of y'all on the internet do need to chill with some of y'all posts and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean that's all I really got. I think y'all just need to chill. They're not coming. They're here. Great job by whoever created them, because some of those things. Somebody posted one on Instagram, and I still
I
can't
couldn't
decide.
believe it.
Yeah, I don't think it's real. Like black one. That joint looked like a real
No,
woman.
I-
There's a
I
black
saw-
chick
I-
laying in the bed. I was like,
Oh
my-
yes, yes.
I thought it was like
yeah.
an IG model. I'm like, oh god, what's her name? And I was like, sex doll. Wait.
Yeah, I did
There was-
get.
There was a comedian talking about, oh
Look
yeah, I'm
all
gonna roast my
honeycombs.
boy for getting the sex doll, and then he was like, then I saw her, and he's just like, sign me up, because they had this one that looked like, what's her name from Underworld, Kate
Yeah.
Beckinsale,
Yeah.
but was tan. I'm like, is that real? I was like, no way, no way, no way. It was just laying there, and I'm just like, this is like getting crazy. We're becoming like the Japanese, because the Japanese and their robotics and stuff, they've been having stuff like this for a long
Stop
time.
alienating our audience.
I'm just saying, like, go
Yeah,
look
we
it
know
up.
they're very different. Even when you're on like your naughty websites, when you come across the Japanese, it's blurted out. It's like what? Like they're
Yeah.
very different. But we gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Biff, final thought.
Keep a time frame. Play with your sex doll. Just whatever floats your boat. Okay, that's all about this whole episode. Whatever fucking floats your boat, you go with it. You just make sure you're happy at the end of the day. Alex.
My final thoughts. Timelines. Just go with the flow. What feels right, God will lead you to it. Sex dolls. Don't judge. You know what I mean? Because you never know. Somebody might be faking the funk, and they got like probably ordered like 2 or 3 in different races or whatever. It's not harming nobody. I don't think anybody should be judged for it. It's not for me, but I think it's funny, to say the least. I don't know why it's such an uproar. It's what people do, so it is what it is.
Yeah. We finished? Sorry.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
We as people have caused things like this. Sex is such a casual thing. Even if you look at the way sex is portrayed on TV, the way it was back in the 80s and 90s versus where it is now. I mean, it's hard to tell the difference between HBO and Showtime and regular TV now from what you see and what we're exposed to. We can see what people in other countries are doing. They're like, oh, dudes in other countries are making money off this. Let me try it here in America. I mean, at the end of the day, in regards to all these topics, be honest with yourself and be honest with the person that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? That's all I really got to say. The sex doll thing is hilarious. And I mean, before we know it, we're going to be walking in stores and they're going to have them out on display and people are going to be walking around with them. I think it's going to become the norm in some, parts of the country.
iRobot, it's coming. But I did want to,
It's coming.
well, no comment. But on a serious note, not funny in the slightest, but we were talking about the benefits, but we were laughing and stuff, and I lost train of thought. But don't hate me for bringing this up, but you know there is a class of sex doll
No.
that.
You can't really say what I think you can
No. What I'm saying is, you know, I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but they have a specific class of sex doll.
No, we're not gonna talk about that.
What I'm saying is, for those types of people,
Alex, we're not. All right, y'all.
No,
We're
no,
not gonna talk about that because you're finna get my blood boiling.
hear me out. Hear me out.
I don't give a. You need to be treated. That shit is not normal.
I know.
That is not a sexual preference. That is something mentally wrong with you.
Yeah, I get it. But
all right, I'm gonna end the show right there.
Okay. I guess we'll talk offline about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no, we're not gonna talk. I don't want to hear that crap.
No,
Now you done got my blood boiling. Shit.
All right,
now
y'all,
I gotta
we'll
go back here with these people.
We'll see y'all next time on From My Experience Podcast. Thank you for joining us. Love you. From My Experience Podcast on Facebook and YouTube and iTunes and SoundCloud. From My Experience Podcast at gmail.com for any questions, comments, concerns, blah, blah, blah. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.
And I almost hit end on Skype. Hold on. I always do that every time. Hold on.
Yeah, the host.
Shut up.